Our next reader is Nan Tepper. Nan Tepper has been happily designing the look of the Woodstock Bookfest for the past 12 years. She's writing her heart out on Substack at The Next Right Thing. That's WRITE, Next Right Thing. And you can go to nantepper.com. And she just had her first submission published in The Rumpus. Nan Tepper.
I knew I had to tell her about it before I did the project. It was risky, but I thought it would fly. Mrs. Cushman, my 7th grade English teacher, gave us the assignment on Friday afternoon right before the class ended. She gave us lots of leeway to do whatever we wanted. She said she wanted us to get creative, to think outside the box. She gave us the weekend to decide what we'd do. I knew I had to do good. I mean, well. Not good. I had to do well. English was my favorite subject, and I was really good at it. The idea came to me so quickly that I imagined people could see the light bulb hovering over my head, like in cartoons. It was perfect. I wouldn't even have to do any research. Mrs. Cushman thought I was a good writer. She said I understood humor and was adept at hitting the reader over the head with it. She would say, "Keep at it, Nancy. You're good at this." I only half believed her, but that was better than not believing her at all, like I usually do when people give me compliments. I got to class early on Monday to tell her my idea. She got a big smile on her face. She became my co-conspirator. On the day of my presentation, I sat at my desk, waiting my turn. I yawned through Jimmy Deegan's talk about a baseball bat factory. Yes, bats are made of wood from an ash tree. Who cares? I was up next. My palms were sweaty. I could feel my heart beating fast under my blue corduroy jumper. My turtleneck was strangling me. Mrs. Cushman called me to the front of the room, introduced me, and then walked to the windows and leaned against the ledge that lined the wall. I took a deep breath and grabbed a piece of chalk and in my best block printing, slowly wrote a huge capital F on the board. I paused and then added a slow U. And then I waited a few beats. I peeked at the class out of the corner of my eye to see if anyone was paying attention. Yeah, a couple of them were. I went on to add another letter, a C. I heard a gasp. I twisted around to see David Rabin sitting on the edge of his chair, looking at Mrs. Cushman, outrage written on his face. David was the coolest kid in class, at least he thought so. He wanted me to get in trouble. I think he was jealous that he didn't think of it first. I turned back to the board and scrawled the final letter, F, U, C, K. The classroom exploded in nervous laughter. The kids were pointing at the blackboard, and one of them yelled, "Mrs. Cushman, do you see what she did?" She said, "Yes, I see." Nancy wrote a word on the board. Why is everyone so upset? God, I loved her. I explained to the class that my assignment was about taboo words. We spent the rest of the period discussing language and what makes words good or bad and why. I was a badass for the afternoon and an A+ student. Thanks.